Arnold, 2 for 2 now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Does it feel better the second time than the first?
It does. Like, I know I deserve to be here now. You know, I'm 2-0. It's not a fluke like people said last. Oh, I got lucky, but you know, I dominated 3 rounds and nearly got the finish at the end. But you know, I was a bit disappointed I didn't get the finish. Too little, too late. I heard one of my coaches told me to go get that bonus, but I thought money, so I started swinging my arms about.
You know,
too late.
I know fighters are usually, you know, their toughest critics, but you know, other than the win, what are you most pleased with the performance out there over 3 rounds?
I was, I don't know, you guys tell me, but I feel like I was more mature. I was relaxed, you know, I did swing a few crazy shots, but I'm weeding it out slowly. I'm still 22. By the time I'm 22 and a half, I might not swing those crazy shots. So, yeah, I feel more composed. I'm relaxed. I'm using my brain in there. I'm not just sort of reacting on like, you know, on instinct. I'm making things happen. I'm reading what's happening. I'm watching it. It's like it's in slow motion today. So,
what's it like getting a win in the O2 Arena in England?
It literally is a dream come true. I dreamt about this moment. I planned this moment, and you know, now it's true. Now it's real. So we're here. It's all good.
Like you said, you wanted to go out for, you know, to get a bonus, and you got so close. It was actually a little confusing to see whether the fight was stopped or if the time went out. What were you thinking when that happened? Did you think that you'd knocked him out and that you'd get a knockout?
I thought I knocked him out, but it's more. I know I was joking about the bonus, but it's more the finish. I want the finish rather than, you know, the bonus is awesome. It's gonna, after the last bonus, I nearly spent all my money at Tristar, you know. Someone please sponsor me, I need some money. That place is expensive. They tax you after your meal, you eat your food, and then they come and add the tax. Oh man, you got to tip the staff. You can't just stop on tipping even with bad service. So someone sponsor me, please. I need some money to be out there. Yeah.
Will that you know, deter you from being back to Tristar?
No. I'll spend every penny I've got to be the best in the world. You know, it's my dream, it's my goal, it's my plan. You know, thank you. There's the pretty woman with the water. Thank you. You know, it's when I was a kid, I sat there. I wanted to be whatever I was doing. I wanted to be the best, and I started watching these MMA guys, and I thought I want to be the best at that. My mum's not a fan of it, but my dad likes it. He thinks I'm pretty badass, so it's all good.
How far do you think you are away from being the best in the world?
Very far, very far. I've you know, been at Tristar. I've worked with some of those guys that have been there, and some of the guys that have been near there, and I'm not at that level yet. So I've got a long way to go. I think I'm going to get there. You know, I believe in myself, and I think my coaches believe me. I hope they do. So yeah, that's the plan. It's not, you know, I'm not expecting next year to be the best in the world. I'm 22. You know, if I'm 30 years old, I can still be improving, and then who knows? We'll see.
You've trained with some of the, you know, some of the UK's most well-known guys. You got Jack Mason and you know, John McGuire and those guys, and now you're out with Faraz Sahabi and O'Keefe. You know, how good a start did the UK scene give you? I mean, because I think still people look at us as a little bit behind, but you know, the UK scene gave you the platform, and Tristar have polished it.
Yeah, like the guys at BKK Fighters, you know, if without them I wouldn't be where I am. So guys like Jack Mason, he's always guided me. I had the conversation with him when I was talking about moving to Tristar, and he basically told me to go. He was like, "You'd be an idiot not to." And he's probably one of the most selfless people I've met, Jack. So he's, you know, he's always had my career at heart, and he's one of the best guys I know. Just a good soul.
Did you see an opportunity in the fight where you could have landed that shot any earlier at all?
I saw many opportunities, but the whole thought going into this fight, I wanted to have a professional performance. I wanted to be composed. I didn't want to force opportunities that weren't there. I didn't want to get hit unnecessarily. I didn't want to, you know, put myself at risk when I didn't have to. Maybe it made less of an exciting fight than usual, but you know, I don't know. Again, you guys tell me. Was it boring or was it, you know? Okay.
That's ended with a bang.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I always want to put on exciting fights, but more than anything, I want to grow, improve. Like I said, I want to work to that goal of being one of the best guys.
Do you think there are the case of octagon jitters here fighting in the UK?
No jitters, no jitters. I'm a professional, you know. There was a little bit of jitters on the debut, you know. There was 5 days notice. It was all, the time I was in the cage, it was like, last week I was sitting at home eating pizza, and now I'm here. I was like, shit. It was crazy. But yeah, this time I had months. I was with the best team in the world for 5 months preparing for this. So I've been visualizing and dreaming of my hand with the race, you know, and it will come to true as I planned.
You mentioned that you felt more mature this time around, that, you know, you learned a little bit. What specifically was it about, you know, your game plan or just your performance that made you feel that way?
Well, I've got a smooth haircut. I've got a strong beard going on. I'm 22 years old now. I can rent a car in some places. Still not England, you have to be 26, so I mean, something like that. I tried and they told me to get fucked. I was just like, yeah. But, you know, that's it.
It seems to me that the UK MMA scene's coming on a cycle. We had Dan Hardy and, you know, the Roughhouse guys that all hit the UFC and had massive success. And now guys like you and Tom Breeze, you're leading the next generation of UK global MMA stars. Does that make you feel good? Does it make you feel pressure? Or what do you think about that?
It makes me feel good, you know. This is what I wanted. Like I say, it's part of the plan. It's what I've dreamt of. It's what I've wrote down in my notes. It's where I want to be going. It's what I want to be doing. So there's no pressure, you know. I wouldn't put myself in a position where I feel I don't like it. You know, I want to be here. This is the comfort zone. It feels, you know, I'd be uncomfortable if I wasn't in this position. So this is what I want.
Did your mom?
Pardon?
What else are on those notes?
Buy my mum a house. Let them have the best house in the street. Something like that. Buy my dog a shiny collar. Like secret notes.
Did your mom watch tonight?
I don't know if she watched, but I didn't give her a ticket. She's a bit crazy, you know. I don't let her come to the fights. She'd end up glassing my opponent or something. She's crazy, man. Serious. She's a crazy woman.
Is your dad here?
Yeah, my dad's here. He's in the crowd somewhere. I'm gonna have to go find him after the fight. So
officially you didn't get the finish, but you got that explosion from the crowd, which you don't often get from a decision victory. Were you sensing that? Because it did kind of feel like the crowd was sort of falling asleep a little bit. There were a bunch of decisions. Did you feel the excitement when they thought you finished up?
Yeah, you know, I thought I finished it after. Obviously, it was too late, but maybe they thought I finished it too, but all too little, too late, unfortunately.
Well, what's going on in Montreal with all you guys, all you European guys? Do you band together? Do you feel? Are you like a little clique? Because you know they were talking about the initial British invasion or the European invasion. All those guys stayed local. Now it seems like for some reason all of you are coming to Tristar in particular. Why is that, and how are you dealing with each other over there?
I just think there's just more. There's a majority of guys there who are high level. You know, back home where I train, there's a handful of pros. They're good pros. There's good coaches, but there's not the same amount of talent there. Like in Tristar, I could turn up to a sparring session, and there's 20 plus pros on the mat. 20 guys fought in UFC and 20 guys that fought in big events. You know, and back home I was the first guy in the UFC, and for my confidence when I started working with UFC guys and other guys with like 30 plus 40 fights, you know, rolling with guys like Ivan Menjivar and, you know, doing well and not just getting thrown about, it's good for your confidence. Back home I was like, I'm not sure if I deserve to be here, you know. I'm doing a lot of training with guys who are domestically they're doing great, but they're not at that pinnacle, so they're not at that point. So it's hard for your confidence to believe you're off that level. But now I know, you know, I've worked with those guys day in, day out. I won 2 fights in the UFC. Some say I won the first by fluke, but I don't think there is a fluke. I meant to choke the guy, and I choked him, and I got the win. So, and this one, you know, it was as decisive as can be. And yeah, I deserve to be here, I believe.
So what do you have your eye on next? Do you want to stay on the European circuit? Do you want to fight in North America? What are you thinking?
I've always wanted to fight in America. Like, you know, Vegas is the fight capital of the world, so one day it would be great to get a fight there. If that's next, then so be it. But I don't really mind. I fight in London every show if I could. It's great. Dana said he said something before the show. He doesn't come here very often, and so I make the most of it. I want to be that person to bring it back here more often. You know, I want to be that guy to bring the shows back, to bring the crowds back to the UK. Like Ricky Hatton. You remember Ricky Hatton? The boy, he used to turn up to the weigh-ins. He'd had the guys, the brass band, like do, and they were all going mad. I want to be that guy to do that. I want big troops of English guys coming out to the fights. I want to be that guy.
What do you make this win in your career?
It's the biggest win of my career, definitely, without a doubt.
So where do you go from there?
Home. I'm gonna go home and play with my dog. Say hello to my mum before I go back to Tristar, and she doesn't know I'm going back yet. She's like, oh, he's only gone there for 1 camp. I'm probably going to move there eventually, so I won't tell her that too soon. Maybe I'll tell her soon. Yeah, I'm sure she.
Hopefully she doesn't watch the end of this video.
Yeah, hopefully she don't watch this. I'm going to have an angry phone call waiting for me. Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.